Aqua here again. Welcome back to Utopia. I'm on the Utopia server today. I'm going to do a second Utopia episode in a row because the Resonant Rise is nearly at 2.4. Well, no, it's only at 2.5, which is its actual release, so it'll be out of beta. So I'm going to do a couple of episodes of that in a row tomorrow and the day after. So today I thought I'd carry on in Utopia. I've got a couple of things to do. I've got a lot of things to do actually. I did a list last time, did I not? I believe I did. What have we got? Now I put an MPS because I wanted creative flight, but I've actually got creative flight from my jetpack here, haven't I? But what's been winding me up with my jetpack is refilling it. So that's something else I think I had on the clipboard was... Actually, I'm going to get rid of MPS. I'm not going to bother with MPS just yet. I was going to put auto harness and wand. So I've actually made an auto harness thing. So by auto harness, what I mean is I want Potentia jars that auto fill, so that when I want to change my Potentia jar out, I don't have to mess around setting jars up, stuff like that. And I've got it all sorted. Now, a couple of things that I've done. First of all, I've used 15 levels and I've named my bags because I've got an extra couple of bags in here. I've got my main bag, which I've just called Echo's man bag. Then I've got a bag called sortie that I can put things straight into my sorting system from wherever I am in the world. So if we take that one out, you'll see that opens up that chest over there next to the I thought my quarry had finished. Interesting. Oh, the server went down earlier. I bet the quarry it's at diamond level. I bet the quarry world wasn't active until someone went in there. So there's sortie. I've got this one as well that I've called thermostatic charger. And what we've got in here is I've got a couple of spare jars of Essentia in there, but what we have got in here is if I was to throw an empty jar in, of which I have got some of, you'll see that that's disappeared straight away. And in about a minute's time, that's going to come back. So I'm going to show you what I've done with that. First of all, in here I've got 64 coal and 64 redstone set to auto refill. So that's always got 64 of each of them in. And that's because coal is the fuel for the Foundcraft furnace, and because redstone is where I'm getting my Potentia from. I could have got Potentia from the coal as well, but I'm burning redstone for Potentia. So if we're looking there, we've got 13k and 17k of that. So it's not like I'm going to run out any time ever. So has this come back yet? Oh, it's come back. It hasn't worked properly. Oh, I ain't changed the timer. My timer's set too short. Okay, so that was a little slight fail there. So I'll go and show you what I've done. It's down here. I've put it under the thing. Well, first of all, what we've got actually, if we look behind here, I think, what level are we at? There we are. So if we look behind here, it's just off the back of the ME interface that I showed you in the last episode when I was doing the processing sorting. So the one that exports Vincium in the Cinnabar also stocks a stack of coal, a stack of redstone. I've got the old translocator set up there with the diamond on it, set to regulate into a chest that's the same colour as this pouch, so it's light grey cyan. So that's all I've set up there. That's all we're getting the coal and redstone in. Now the rest of the setup is down here, and I was messing around yesterday, and I had the timer set short so that I could see what was going on. There's my setup. Now I'm kind of quite happy with this. I like the way it's gone on because I'm using several mods. I am using, of course, Soundcraft. I'm using Thermic Tinkerer for these two Dynamism tablets. I'm using Ender chests. I'm using Ender IO for the conduits. I'm using translocators, and I'm using open blocks for the vacuum hopper. And I believe that's everything I'm using. So nice little busy setup going on. Oh no, and of course Project Red for the redstone control. And the issue why that jar came back only half full was because I've only got that set to 10 seconds. So what I actually want that set into is about 2 minutes, because this would have to be quick, because I'm going to have at least 2 jars all the time. So this chest is eventually I'm going to burn through these jars and I'm going to use these for something else. So there'll always be one full one in there. So whenever the one that I'm carrying runs out, I'll always have a full one. So what happened when that blank one, that empty one, came into here? So this is the same colour Ender chest again. First up, we've got a translocator. and the translocator is set to filter, so it'll only pull empty jars out. Empty jars get pulled and the translocator puts them onto this dynamism tablet. So I'm just going to manually put this one in as if it's empty again. So the dynamism tablet puts it onto there, and then it starts filling up. So the dynamism tablet is set for redstone control, and underneath it we've also got Buildcraft involved as well then, and Buildcraft silicon. We've got a cobblestone structure pipe with a gate on there that says inventory full, redstone signal. So as soon as an empty jar goes onto there, it triggers that condition, plonks the empty jar down. What it also does, it triggers this bit of redstone down here, this bit of project redstone control. So what we've got is, and that was a vacuum hopper fighting the magnet there. But what we've got is the block under that is carrying this redstone signal. So what that does, it flicks that NOT gate off, which flicks this toggle switch on, which turns the timer on, which as you can see now the timer's going. But because I've set it to 2 minutes, that guy's just going to sit there for 2 minutes. But I probably don't need 2 minutes. I could probably go with 1 minute. I could actually time this real nice by just watching it for a couple of goes. But, so what you're going to see in just a second, when that triggers, one, it's going to trigger the NOT gate again, which will turn the lever back off. And two, it's going to trigger this, which is going to break that. And the vacuum hopper is going to suck it up, and the conduit is going to suck it into the ender chest. Now the vacuum hopper was above the ender chest, but because of these essence tubes, it was getting stuck floating around there, so I've had to move the vacuum hopper across one, which is why I've got that bit of conduit there. Otherwise we didn't actually need that if there was room for the jar to fit between this gap here, and there isn't. So when that timer went round, it pulsed this, which set this one going. So I've just got a Yitter wrench in there because I don't have any durability. I haven't tested. I think if something with durability in there, it'd gradually wear down. So I put something in there that doesn't have it, and that's set to left click. This one, of course, is set to right click, so that's how you place a jar. This is set to left click, so that just breaks the jar. And what it also does, so it goes all the way around, it triggers that, and it also triggers the block again, which pulses the NOT gate, which flicks the toggle latch, which turns the timer off. So the timer only turns on whenever this thing triggers. So it only ever turns on when there's an empty jar on there. So there's that little bit of the circle. You with me so far? What I'm going to do with this, by the way, if you actually want to see me build this from scratch, let me know in the comments, and I'll do a little separate episode where I build this from scratch. Right, the other side of this then, it's quite hard to get into, so I'll just break the roof a little bit. You see the mucky underside of things. So down here we've got, from this side, using my new favourite pipes, I just picked that conduit up just as I wanted to click on that with an empty hand there. Damn thing. So we've got extraction filter, coal and redstone, and we've got the redstone going into the side, and we've just got the coal going to the bottom. So that keeps this guy full all the time of coal and redstone. So what that's doing, it's keeping this full of Potentia and machinery, yeah? So we can put that back, like so. We can put our roof back, so we don't need to be in there again. So that's... vacuum hopper stole it, hasn't it? It has, look. Vacuum hopper so tight. There we go. So what we've got in here all the time, that's actually stuck on 30. I thought it'd be 32 in there. A bit strange. So this has always got 30. It's normally got 32. It's normally got 32 Potentia sat in there. And then I've got these things. Now, this one thing that got me stuck with this was sometimes the jar, they start getting machinery in. We've got these things. These are filtered Essentia tubes. I've not used these yet before, so I'm going to show you what I did with them. These are in the alchemy tab, of course, like all the other stuff is. So these guys, filtered Essentia tubes. It's just a normal tube, and one of the V filters that you use for making the alembic. And what you can do with that is you can get a jar label, and I didn't know about this, but you can also make a jar label by combining a vial with a jar label, like so. And that gets you a jar label, so that's one of Potentia there. And you can just put it back in there to get it back to normal. Get your blank jar label back, because before, of course, we labelled all our jars just by putting a label on the side, like that. Now, what I've noticed is if you take a jar with a label out of your jetpack, it pulls the label off. So that's why I ain't just got a labelled jars going around the system, because each time you take it out of there, I've tried it twice and both times it took the label off. Not sure if that's a bug, but it was taking my label off. So what I've done is I've got these filtered essential tubes here, and that one's, as you can see, has got a label on it for Machina, and that one's got a label for Potentia. So Machina can never come this way, it can only ever go that way, and Potentia will always come this way. The Machina goes into a void jar, so anything over 56 gets anything over 64 just gets voided out of there. So that's good, so we don't have to worry about Machina, that just gets wasted, but it's not a big deal. And the Potentia is going to here, so I'll do it again with another fresh jar just to show you, then we'll move on to something else. But this is working exactly how I wanted it to. So out and about, I've just swapped my jetpack for a fresh one. There we go, that places that down. We've just triggered a minute timer. So it needs a bit of a timer because this thing is pretty slow. But like I said, if we was out and about, I'd just put my empty one in there. I've just taken my full one out, so it takes quite a long time to burn down a full one of these. So that guy's going to fill up. Let's just watch how far on the timer is. So we're not even halfway yet, and it took the 32 that was in there. So now what it's doing, it's actually processing. So it's going to take a little bit of time, and I think 1 minute is going to be too short, isn't it? So yeah, I do need to put that back up. Put that back up to 2 minutes. So like I said, I could fine tune this, but as long as it's enough time for it to fill up, it could be 10 minutes, don't make a difference, because I'm not going to burn through a full jar of Potentia in 10 minutes. So let's have a wait for that. So you get the gist anyway, don't you? So that's going to slowly fill up. Machina's getting destroyed in there. I'm fairly confident that the Potentia in here don't go anywhere. I don't think it like evaporates or anything. Fairly confident that's safe. We're to 46 and it's going to have to be longer than 2 minutes, I think. So let's go to 3 minutes. Go to 2.5 minutes first. It is quite slow. Let's go to 3 minutes. So you get the gist anyway. I won't bore you any longer. But yeah, if you want to see me build that from scratch, if it's a little bit convoluted how I've done it, then let me know. I certainly shall. So I'm fairly confident now that we're going to get... we're 3/4 full. Yeah, 3 minutes. Ah, damn you, vacuum hopper, pinching that block. Yeah. Of course, it doesn't have to be full either, to be honest, but might as well be full, isn't it? Don't know why I keep putting that back, because I keep wanting to look. It didn't go in there that time. 62. So there'll always be 32 in there, so the first 32 comes pretty quick. The second 32 comes pretty slow. It looks like 3 minutes is about right. It looks like we've got about 10-15 seconds left there. So that's awesome. So then, of course, we've got none in there at the minute, but you're going to see, as you've seen before, the trigger's going to trigger. Our wrench is going to bash our jar to pop it off, and the vacuum off is going to suck it up. And there we go. And there we go. We've got a fresh jar. Awesome. So that is helping me a lot, because I've always liked the thermostatic harness, but I've always found refilling the jars a bit too much of a pain to keep the thermostatic harness for long. Now we've got that, I'm going to keep using this pretty much all the time, because I don't have to worry about messing about. So there we go. That's the first little thing I wanted to show you. Now, I really want to mark that off the list. I need to get the one charge thing going as well. So I'll cut the camera. I'll see what was wrong with that before, because obviously that stopped working the other day, and I think it may be on MBT data is what I need to be doing it on. I think, which someone kindly let me know in a comment that that's what the trigger should be on MBT. So I'm going to go have a quick look at that. Then I'll be back, and we're going to get on with something on the technical side. I'm going to start making some compression dynamos. So if you look down here, if I can get through my little door here without taking ages like I normally do. Look at that. We've got, is that about half a tank? Yeah, just over half a tank of fuel now. So I think we're safe enough to start some compression dynamos up. I don't want to get rid of the boiler just yet, because I need to kind of measure how quick this is going to start burning through this. But so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to build a big bank of compression dynamos across this side of the room, and I might even keep the boiler. Don't know yet. I might expand the tree farm a bit and keep the boiler, or change it for an MFR one. Don't know yet. But this is going to be a big bank of, what's it, 5, 10, 15, either 15 or possibly 30 compression dynamos. Right, I'll be back in a bit. Okay then, back we are, and I've changed things around a little bit. I think I'm going to make another pedestal off camera at some point, and probably make a third one to go on it, just to keep things looking tidy. But what we've got now is, if I use a little bit of V out of there, now it works as it should. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you where I put it. Now I just double checked, and the V will refill through a wall. So I've actually put this underneath here. So that's if we look through there, that's actually where he was. So I could have just come down that way. Oh no, I can't fit through there. Oh, fathead. So what we've got is, thank you to Smile Tactician for letting me know this. I've changed this for actually the empowered item conduit, which has got the metadata and the MBT data. So I've disabled the match on metadata, and I've enabled the match. I've kept that on MBT data enabled. So it's actually MBT data that makes the difference when you are charging a wand. So it's pretty much the same as before. I've just got that ignore metadata done, and it's working correctly now. So as you can see, the extraction filter on the chest blacklists fully charged ones, and whitelists fully charged ones on the insertion. So I'll let fully charged ones go into there, and then the opposite on this guy. The insertion filter blacklists fully charged one, so it won't let a fully charged one in, but the extraction will let a fully charged one out. So what we've got now, when we put our wand into there, disappears, comes through, it fills up, disappears again, and it's back in my bag there. So I've always got a full wand on me. So that is all sorted. I can not have to bother with that anymore. Just need to cover up the hole in the wall there, and that's hidden out of sight, out of mind, behind the wall there. And lovely jubbly, as Delboy says. And I've just got a little bit of cobble. Excuse me, bit of a sore throat today, so I was contemplating not doing a video because of it. But I've got a bit of a sore throat, and I'm struggling to talk a little bit, but I'll keep babbling on. I'm sure it won't do me any long-term harm. So let's tidy that up. The elevators keep me flying quite a lot. It's a little bit irritating. Well, there we go. Smashing. So that's all tidy, that side. See, we're up to 2140 in there, so I'm pretty sure that's going to fuel my engines quite well. So I'm going to get on that just now. And that looks kind of tidy there once I put that back. There we go. So yeah, I think I'll just tie that up with another thing there. Now I was going to set these up with some more of the tool dynamism tablets, but someone told me in a comment, I made a couple more, look, someone told me in a comment that if I put the same pattern keystone into the receptacle of, I don't want to do that at all, shift click, so the receptacle in here, if I put the same pattern keystone in both receptacles, then that should form a link just between two gateways. But it doesn't work for me. I've tried it a couple of times. All it does, I can go through one way, and the other way I just keep popping back out the same one. So I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. I made this thing because I had 4 these keystones. I made this chest called a keystone chest, and it's got a receptacle on the top, so I'm not sure what this is about either. But I need to look into Ars Magica 2 a bit more. There doesn't seem to be a great deal of documentation. I've noticed on Mythian, isn't it? Who does Ars Magic? I've noticed on the thread there's no like spotlight videos. So someone out there is watching this who knows a lot about Ars Magic. You should get a video together. Because if you don't, I might try and learn a bit more and do it myself. So yeah, so there is a way. So what I did, I set up a tool dynamism tablet there with a keystone in matched to the other portal, and it was kind of working, but not as nice as I wanted it to. I think I need to use a pulse from Project Red or MFR RedNet to just pulse it once, because I was using a button and the button has quite a long redstone pulse. So I think I need a real short one to open it up. So it was kind of working, but if they do work, if you can create a private network anyway just by having keystones in there, then I would like to do it that way. What I had done, when they both had keystones in, this one didn't actually send you anywhere, because there's a keystone in Tanhan and Bolus up there. So, looks like they've been expanding. Oh, another tower, wonderful. FPS just fell over, and it's back. So when I had keystones in both of them, trying to open this one, it wouldn't open up anyway. So that was kind of working, but not what I'd like to. Right, so that's enough magic for this episode. I'm going to start using that mob essence soon, by the way. I'm going to start collecting all these. I'm going to start getting safari nets for all the different mobs that we can't put in spawners, like ghasts and stuff that drop them guys. There's all kinds. There's zombies. We've got a zombie. There's witches we can get in soul shards. I'm sure there's quite a few things that don't go in soul shards as well. There's like little poison spiders from Abandoned Mineshaft, so I need to find one of them. Right, the well's not loading very well. So let's us look at our new power source. So thermal expansion, so thermal will do us, and I am going to go with the compression dynamos. Now I'm fairly confident that these still only put 40 RF, so 4 MJ tick out, so I'm going to need a hell of a lot of these, but I'm also fairly confident they're a lot more economic on fuel than the magmatic or the steams. And like I say, I am going to be working towards getting bees to provide fuel, like I did quite a few series back. I think in Ultimate I had bees providing fuel. It's changed a bit since then, but I'm fairly confident I can get that set up, so I think that's where I'm going to go and run my base off bees. So I will maybe squeeze a little bit of bees in this episode. So let's start making some of these compression dynamos, and I want to need at least, well, what's I need at least 30. No shit, I want to need loads, aren't I? So 128, would that be 32? Would, wouldn't it? 128 MJ tick. So 1280 RF a tick. Gonna be 32 of these. That's a lot. That is a lot. Let's see how many. Let's just crack on here. 10 gears. Easy enough. So let's have. So I want 64 of them, do we? Let's screw it. Let's commit 64. Here we go. So I want 32 of these guys. So I don't know if you right click, you get 64. And the only other way I know of doing it is by spam clicking, like I am doing, to get anything less than 64. So there's some of them. 32 engines, easy as that. Now, although on my list here we've got, well, we can get rid of that because that's done, so that's good. Sheep Rancher, Grumpy's setting up that at his place in his episode that he's going to record later. So, and he's going to send white wool to the triple white ender chest that we all have free stuff in. So I ain't going to bother because there's no point in me having that as well. So save my base FPS a little bit. Let Grumpy sort that out. Heavy storage, that's easy enough. Ultimate processing, well, we did that last episode, so that can go. Void Jars is ongoing, I'm just gradually doing that. Bees, I say I'm mostly off camera. Building this lighthouse, mostly off camera. Building Age, I've done a bit in there, I might show you a bit of that. But I ain't really got a lot on the to-do list at the minute. Now, the one thing I've got on there, auto crafting. I'm kind of enjoying using this, you know. I've used AO autocrafting every time I've used AE since it's come out, and I kind of like the mix, especially the integration that this has with NEI now. It works so nice that if I've got something searched there, I can do the shift question mark, or if I've not got something searched there that I want, I can just quickly switch to NEI search mode and put in Ender Chest, for example, and it gets me it, so I can go. You know what I mean? It's just so quick and easy, and it's kind of it's intermediate, innit? It's not the full auto crafting that kind of takes away part of the craft part of Minecraft, maybe. So I might not bother with any auto crafting. I might just leave it as it is. I kind of like semi-rustic, you know, but semi-advanced. So that leaves me very little on the to-do list. So I have to start thinking of something to do. Now, how are we going to have these then? 32. It's a lot. It's a lot of engines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 10, 15. I should possibly have 2 banks. So I have to wrench all these round once they're up there, but I have to move that guy, so it's running up there. So what, I'll get these engines just sat down. Now I'm fairly sure these need fuel and water, I believe. So I'm gonna have to work a way to get water in these as well. So that means, how am I gonna do that? I should probably use transfer pipes, because they can carry 2 liquids at once. So yeah, I should reckon a bit. I'll move a few things around, and I'll get some kind of layout sorted for this, and we'll see how it goes. Okay then, here we go, guys. I'm going to go with 4 in the square, so 1632. So this will put me out 128 MJ a tick. I'll put it out in RF though, but it goes into the conduits as MJs. So that's going to be the max that these can take. By the way, these conduits only take 120 MJ. So if I go beyond this, I need to start upgrading these hiccups there. Sorry about that. It's to upgrading these conduits. So first thing I want to do is I need to find a decent floor for in here, and it's a bit weird because of the way the connected textures work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a quick look and see what the metallic stuff we've got in here. That'll do. I'll have 7 of them. So what do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think 12 of them is what I need. So let's get that on the go. Now these need 2 lots of liquid. I've just actually been checked in creative on a single player. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm going to get water into these and the fuel into these. Now I've just been looking at. I'd like to use barrels. There's these barrels. Now I don't know if it's a config issue we've got here, but it's not barrels. Not barrels. They're actually called fire blocks at the minute, which I think may be some kind of issue because I don't know why they're called fire blocks. They look like barrels to me, but I'm kind of interested in using these barrels as my storage. Now each one of these holds 256 buckets, so to match one of them tanks downstairs it'd actually be 16 of these, so it's quite a lot of space to use. But I kind of fancied maybe doing something where I can move them around using the Dynamos and tablets like I have done with the jars. Possibly, nothing decided fully yet. So power is going into the underneath. Well, it's going up the middle. Now the liquid, like I said, I just checked on single player, and the liquid can't go in the front here. I'm going to have to put redstone conduit on all the fronts, but liquid has to go in from the sides or the back. So I'm going to run 1 lot of liquid up this, which will feed these 2. I'm going to have to run liquid for all 4, aren't I? The fact that these need 2 liquids, I think I'm going to have to use transfer pipes. So then I'll only have to run liquid up 2 lots and around the top. So I'm going to have to make some transfer. No, I've got some transfer pipes, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to make some of them in a minute. Just fill all this up. Now I don't know what I'm doing that for, because these don't have to all be. Yeah, because I don't want these to connect. I don't want these 2 textures to connect. So I do want them all like that. So I actually need 2 more. I counted badly. 2 more of them, and I'll get some transfer pipes sorted. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have a reservoir. So I need to add that somewhere. Where can I add that? That's the top of the mob farms. So I think that's why I'd add it in this wall. So it's going to be semi-visible. So anyway, that's the basic gist of the shape it's going to be. So yeah, what I need to work out now is how to get liquid and fuel into these. So a couple of ender tanks. One for the fuel output and the second for the fuel input. So I want an ender tank here, getting piped into, and then one up there, because I can't run a pipe up this line because it's already got the mob essence coming down. So I have to ender tank it back up there. Well, that's not bad. Yeah, and get this reservoir placed down. Get some liquid flowing through the reservoir into the transfer pipes. Now I should have loads of transfer pipes because all the farms where they've got a lot of transfer no liquid, so I need 2 of them and 19 of them. And the beauty of these things is they can carry more than 1 liquid. So what it's going to be is, I guess, I need 4 up like that, and then I'm going to need 4 up like this. And of course this will get these front ones as well. And I guess they'll all want to be connected on the back here somewhere, so I'm going to want 4 there, 4 there, and then I guess these want to connect. Guess they can connect there. Now all I need to do is work out where the liquid. Oh no, they need to connect on the top still. Is that connected? Are they? So I'll get some more of these as well. So I'll get a few things made. I'll be back in a bit. We'll put it together. And man, Cracky UHD's just started, so I'm watching a bit of that in between recording. So I shall be back in a bit. Okay, then back again, and I've run my redstone conduit to all these as well. So even though it's not showing it, these should have both redstone conduit and energy conduit default in out. Default. Interesting. So I need to change all these to in out. That's a bit of a ball ache, isn't it? So I'll be doing that off camera then. So I need to change all these to in out. Is it in out that we want? Redstone conduit in out. Disabled. You know, weird. So it actually puts them in some kind of. Oops. Get away. Puts them in some kind of default mode. I guess that's so that you don't end up putting redstone everywhere when you're just laying the conduits down. So that's okay. I've removed that redstone block on there, and I've just got these engines running on this lever at the minute, so I'll turn them off once I get this running, like so. And I'll keep this as a backup for now. But I think next thing then is I quickly made 4 ender tanks. So I've got 4 ender tanks. I've got grey, blue for the water, grey, yellow for the fuel. Now the water, I was going to put a reservoir behind there and just run it, but I thought it's about time. I probably should have what I normally do. Now we've got family expansion in. Now I like the reservoirs for Ender IO, but because of 2x2 and I make everything odd, then a 3x3 that works alright behind there, or a 3x2 or something, but a 2x2 don't really work. So what I'm doing is it's something I've done plenty of times before, and what I've made is I've made a little 3x3 hole, and I've made 3 pulverizers, same recipe as there's always been, even though it's the new TE, and I'm going to bang 3, did I say pulverizers? I made pulverizers, what have I made them for? I did not want pulverizers at all, I wanted aqueous accumulators. So I don't know why I've made 3 pulverizers. Balls. I guess we'll be back in a minute when I've made some aqueous accumulators. Okay then, try again. And in we go with aqueous accumulators this time. And water down the sides, so they're generating a nice good amount of water. Why are you not going there? Water. And you 2. And then that side. And have I got any liquid conduit on me. I do not seem to have any liquid conduit. But what I'm going to do is one of my lightweight blues, that a lightweight blue, looks like it. I have one in the middle there, and actually going to have this on the side, like so. I'm going to get a couple of bits of liquid conduit, just pumping out of these two into there as well. So we've got plenty. These create water pretty quick, so 3 of them create water at a good rate. So I can use this water source for everywhere now. So it's not just going to be for here. I'm going to probably use this water source for different areas. I mean, I've got reservoirs under here which I'll leave, but any new sources of water that I need, I'll just do that. That's nice and straightforward. I've got any liquid? Yeah, look at that, I've got loads. So down we go with that. Just quickly connect this up while I'm on it. So there and there, and it looks like that's putting in automatically anyway. Let's just double check. That's just not filling. Well, that's only on input, so it's definitely not filling from there. I suppose we can just always active on the extract there. And same with that, even though I don't think I need to do this, to be honest, because these pump out liquid anyway, so I think that would have been fine. Might pump out quicker if I do the auto extract, and that's insert, and that one's insert. So we've got loads of water going in. So that guy, so that's nice, and it's like nice and out of the way. Then up we go. So the next thing is, next question. Well, the first question is why they got them on. Now, will this put water in, or do I need liquid transfer nodes? That's the question. So I guess I am going to need liquid transfer nodes, which is fine, just as long as I know. So liquid transfer node on there should connect to everything, and now these should be starting to get water in, and they are. Excellent, so that's working. So these will all fill up with water, which is good. And then I'm going to do exactly the same, but opposite, higher off, with it's a little bit scruffy. It could be neater, if I'm being honest. But there we go, and that. When we get fuel in there, it should start putting fuel into these. And the only other thing we're going to need is redstone control turning on this guy. So I'm going to set that to 90 and that to 95. So that's how I like it. I keep noticing that -1 there. I'm not really sure what it means, but if that's set to 90, 95, we're definitely lower than 95, so these should be on. And I'm not sure if I can tell if they're on or not. So I can tell if they're on or not. See if this is working. Well, I can tell by putting the engine on, but I should have an inverted lamp there, so that's turned on when there's no signal. So if I put it on there, it should turn this off. And it hasn't, so we're not getting redstone down to there. So let's check on what's going on with that. So what have we got here? We've definitely got redstone there, you can see it's lit up. So what we might not have is it connected over here. So where do we go down? We go down there, and that looks like it's connected. Where do we go down to? We go down into there. It looks like there's maybe a gap. No. Hang on a minute. We're looking at redstone here. So that's power, yeah. That looks lit. And that doesn't. So what's going on up here? Come on, break please. Oh, looks fine to me. I'm doing something wrong, aren't I? What's going on? Yes, that is lit. It just looks darker down here. Maybe because the room's darker. I'm just feeling a chump. So, oh, that was no good. Didn't want that. We don't want you to be water. Good say. So that's a mistake, isn't it? No, I don't actually know you get liquid out of these if you want to get liquid out. Just pump it out to nowhere. Right, I'll cut the camera, I'll change all these conduits so they're actually got the redstone facing where it should be facing. And we'll set up this down here. That's going to go there. With this guy on it. And that's going to want to be set to extract, always active. That's going to want to set to insert. We'll just get rid of that water out of there. So I'll sort that conduit out. I'll get that water out of there, and then we'll fire these guys up. Ready we are then. I've got the fluid out of there, so that's all good. I'm going to put that up there, and at the minute I'm going to leave that in its pump out mode. So what I've done is I've flicked all the conduits to the on mode. I had to move these engines out so I could actually manipulate the connection on this row and this row. So they're all done, all of them are done, and you see these are still in position even though I've not got nothing connected. And you'll see that little test I wanted to do, there you go, it turns the lamp off because the other lamp's inverted, so that is certainly getting a redstone signal. It's just a bit darker down here, so I wasn't seeing it very well. So all we need to do now is put these other 8 engines in. Start at the top, be a bit easier. 2, 3, 4, and turn that on. These guys should start getting fuel in, and look how quick that's draining that tank down pretty quick, because that thingy pipe's not maybe moving it quick enough. Now I do know. Oh, you son of a! That was not the plan. It's got water in it, hasn't it? Has it? No. So it's starting to fill back up. So this catching up. Why aren't all these turned on then? Enable low. These guys should all be turning on. It's got fuel. It's got water. What have I done wrong? Now, could it be that that's over its threshold? I doubt it. No, it's definitely not that low, is it? Let's just go down to 50. No, because redstone signal's on, so that's not. It's definitely not that. So that's fine at 90. Why are you no turn on, Mr. Engines? So I've got redstone. I'm putting redstone signal in. They all want to be high, don't they? And why isn't the fuel going to all of them? That's producing. So all these need to be high. Okay, so I'll switch all these to high. I'll work out why they're not all getting fuel. Because all these should be filling up. Not just some of them. And I'll let you know what happens in the next episode. I'm going to wrap up there because well over 40 minutes. So we should be able to switch away from this fuel. I'm going to keep the boiler here for a few more days, make sure it's alright. And I'm just going to, once that's up and running, I'm going to flick this switch. So the boiler will still be sat here, but it won't be doing anything. It'll just be burning wood for the sake of it. And if this works, I'm going to spread this out and probably fill this full room with these. If it works, so we've got a lot more power. But I will actually have to... Let's need a 10. Let's get 10 on for now. I'll have to upgrade the power conduit as well. So I'm not fully convinced we're using these transfer nodes, you know, transfer lands. I might have to use a lot more. I'll work some out. Right. Okay then. Thanks as always for watching, and I hope you do me next time. Cheers. Bye.